Coming down to the end here, obviously.
Don't make me cry.
Oh, no, I know. You got Stanford coming up, obviously, but there's the way this conference works. I mean, is it still kind of a lot about keeping your eye on the ball, knowing that there's a lot of quality opponents, including in Vegas, still to come here?
Oh, sure, yeah. We haven't even talked Stanford and won't until Saturday. So we're only talking about Cal. That's the only thing that we're worried about, because that's what's ahead of us. And if we got to realize that every game counts the same. So if we don't take care of business at Cal, it doesn't matter what we do in Stanford. So, yeah, one game at a time.
With that said, do you keep an eye on kind of how the bracketologies are kind of floating out with who's going to be the one seeds and also who will be that number one seed?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I know we've put ourselves in that discussion with the number of top wins that we have and the conference strength of schedule. I think we're still number one in the RPI, and our strength of schedule is number 2 or 3. So we've put ourselves into a position. We still now got to go out and finish it. And I think just maybe a few more, and I think we're going to be in a even better position. But I don't really pay that much attention to it because we still have 2 weekends left before we get to Vegas.
What traits do Sabrina and Vandersloot share, and how are they different?
Oh, wow. They both share that great competitive spirit, that drive to be good each and every day. They both have the ritual of shooting early in the morning on game days. They come in by themselves and, with a rebounder, and they just focus on themselves. Their ability to see the court is uncanny. I think that's their biggest similarity in terms of skills. They just their vision is elite, and they both were blessed to have some really good teammates that could make baskets around them, so that teams couldn't just focus on them.
And why is your system, do you think, such a good fit for them to kind of do everything?
I think part of it is we get the ball in the hands of our point guard most of the time. We don't run a true motion. It's, I used to until we got Courtney. I didn't run any pick and roll until we got Courtney in our, and now we're known for great pick and roll play. She's the one that really got that started. But the ball was always in her hands. And I got that from John Stockton, because I used to ask him, well, now when Hornacek got the ball, would Malone ever, set pick and roll or picks for him? And he goes, no. It was always me. And so we started to kind of develop that same way of doing things, and I think that's where it grew out of.
Did Courtney have a Ruthie?
Courtney had a Ruthie. Her name was Heather Bowman. She's actually going into the WCC Hall of Honor this next week, or at the WCC tournament. She retired as the all-time scoring leader in West Coast Conference history, men or women. So, yeah, and she was an inside player, very similar to Ruthie. Those two were a thing of beauty to watch as well. So, yeah, I have been blessed, you guys. 8 years of my coaching career, I've had the good fortune to have one of those two running my point. Not many people can say that.
Some coaches try and change their scheme to fit players. Some do the reverse. I mean, how has having Courtney and Sabrina kind of changed you as a coach and how you coach tactically?
Yeah, well, it changed a lot. We used to run a high-low. I mean, that's what we were about at Gonzaga, and we always had good, big, tall players, post players. And when Courtney came, it's like, well, what do we do with this? We got to do something. In her first game, she had 11 assists against Washington. And so we knew we had something special. And so, yeah, that's when I started picking John's brains. And we still ran a lot of high-low stuff for the first year or two. But then we got into a lot more pick and roll with her, and just different ways to get her the ball into open space and be able to create, make plays for everybody. And we've done the same, just kind of continued it here.
Homecoming for Sabrina this weekend. You think it'll be a particularly emotional weekend for her? Anything like that?
Add to the emotion of her life in the last 4 years, really. I mean, she kind of popped onto the national scene with a half-court shot to beat Cal as a freshman. And that just hasn't slowed down since. I think it'll be emotional weekend for her. I think she's going to have a ton of family there. Stanford, for other reasons, will be emotional as well. So, she was quick to point out she's never lost at Stanford. And I was thinking, well, I guess that's true, because she didn't play as a freshman. Her first game back was Cal, and then we only went there last year. So, yeah, she's on that. But I hope that stays that way. We'll see.
Coach, what's your stance on the bill allowing student athletes for compensation?
I'm all for it. I think student athletes should benefit, and and it's here, it's coming, and it's going to be the law of the NCAA here very soon, I think. So I think anything that benefits the student athlete, I'm for.
So how do you think this will impact future players at Oregon?
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows yet. I think that's we don't know how the bill's written in each and every state. It might be something that becomes national. The NCAA then will have their say in it. So I have no idea. There's no reason to speculate.
You mentioned some of the emotion, obviously, that Sabrina herself has gone through, at least in the last few weeks. I mean, do you feel like things have kind of reset to equilibrium a little bit now? Like, you've got the UConn game out of the way, you got everything that happened a couple weeks ago with Kobe out of the way, and now it feels like it's maybe getting a little bit back to normal?
No. I think she's.
Why not?
I think she's still living with it. You'll be reminded of it. The memorial. She's going to be part of that memorial on Monday. So, no, it's still going to be there. Probably will be. I'm sure she's using it as fuel, in a positive way. But yeah, I mean, it really hit close to home for her. So, no, I think she'll still be living with that through this year and maybe even beyond. We'll see.
If you don't mind me asking, so is she going to be traveling down there to L.A. on Monday?
Yeah, I don't know if all this has come out yet. I don't know if it's my place to say she will be part of the memorial service. Yeah.
When you think back on that crazy comeback at Cal, was that just kind of, do you look back on that as a stepping stone for this program getting to where you are now?
Huge. Yeah, that was big. I mean, we were 0 and whatever in conference, and that kind of gave us a lift. We got that win. And I don't know what we did after that, but it seemed like we started to play a lot better. And they were a top 25 team. And so it really, I think, got us going. And just, I think anytime you get a win like that, when your best player makes that big shot, I think that was, gave us belief in ourselves and in her. And, it started a magical run, really.
Did Taylor get injured at UCLA? Or why didn't she play against UCLA?
It was precautionary. No, she's just kind of had the same aggravated kind of injury that she had even last year. And then we just took the precaution. She's doing great, though. So I don't anticipate this is going to be long. I just don't know yet because today's the first day. And I haven't really talked to our trainers yet to see if she's available for this weekend. I'm hoping so. It's definitely nothing long term. I think they got on it early.
Is that extra precaution because you guys didn't have her at the NCAA tournament last year and probably could have used her against
Could have
Baylor?
used her, yes. Yeah, yeah, sure. That plays a part in it. Plus, I think she was smarter this year. She just kind of let it go last year until it got so bad that, we had to shut her down. I think, she's learned from that, as kids do. They want to play through all of that. And, I think this year we caught it early, so we were able to kind of get on top of it.